Have you ever watched other people rise while you stay in the same place? You tell yourself you'll change tomorrow, but tomorrow comes and nothing happens. You try to begin, but you quit the moment it gets hard. Deep down, you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I stay with anything? If that feels familiar, then the story I'm about to tell you is for you. Not to blame you, but to remind you, you can master yourself one small step at a time. Long ago, in a quiet Indian village surrounded by dusty paths and golden fields, lived a young boy named Arjun. Arjun was sharp, quick-minded, and curious about everything. But he had one weakness. He never stayed with anything long enough to grow. He tried farming for a week, then quit because mornings were too cold. He tried fishing, but the long waiting made him restless. He tried sewing, cooking, and even helping build boats. But every time the work became repetitive, difficult, or boring, Arjun simply walked away. Villagers began whispering, "He's smart, but he'll never succeed. He quits the moment things get hard." Those words cut deeper than he showed. At night, Arjun lay on the floor of his small hut, staring at the cracked ceiling. He whispered to himself, "Why am I like this? Why can't I finish anything?" His heart felt heavier each day, like something inside him was slowly collapsing. One year, rain simply didn't come. The village dried, fields split open, and wells sank low. Cattle grew thinner, and so did the villagers' hope. Arjun's father, a quiet, hard-working farmer, fell ill from months of exhaustion and hunger. On one of his final days, he held Arjun's hand, voice trembling. "My son, you don't need to be great. You only need to finish one thing in your life. Just one thing, done with your whole heart." A few days later, he was gone. Arjun felt the world tilt beneath him. No father to wake him at dawn. No one waiting for him at the door. Just a silent hut, empty fields, and a young boy drifting through his own life. That night, he whispered, "I'm not ready. I don't know how to change. But I want to. I have to." It was the first honest confession he had ever made to himself. One misty morning, Arjun walked along the riverbank, trying to clear his thoughts. The water was shallow from the drought, but its surface shimmered in the early light. At a bend in the river, he saw an old man sitting at a pottery wheel. His hands moved slowly, shaping wet clay with patient, deliberate movements. It was Master Ravi, the village potter, a man respected for both his skill and his quiet wisdom. Without looking up, Ravi said, "You look heavier than the clay I'm shaping. Sit." Somehow, beside this calm old man, the words spilled out. Arjun told him everything: the quitting, the shame, the villagers' comments, and his father's final wish. Ravi listened in silence. Only the spinning wheel and the soft squelch of wet clay filled the air. Then he finally said, "Life doesn't change because you wish it to. It changes because you return to the same task every day, even when it hurts, even when you feel useless." Arjun swallowed hard. "But I'm not good at anything." The old man tapped the lump of clay. "Then start here. Choose one thing, just one. It doesn't need to be special. It only needs your patience. Clay accepts every mistake as long as you come back to it. Will you try?" Arjun felt something flicker inside him. Fear, hope, maybe both. "Yes, I want to try." Arjun started the next morning before sunrise. He carried sacks of clay, filtered dirt, fetched water, cleaned tools. His hands blistered, his back ached, his arms shook. His first pot was crooked. His second collapsed. His third cracked in the sun. Villagers walking by laughed softly. Give him a week, he'll give up again. Every word was a punch to the chest. Every failure made him want to throw the clay and run. But each time, Ravi's voice returned to him. No pot forms itself. Only the hands that keep returning can shape anything. So Arjun stayed. He returned again the next morning, and the next, and the next. Weeks passed. His hands grew rough, his kata stained with dried clay. But one evening, while he shaped a misshapen bowl, he realized something. His heart felt quieter, not because the pot was good. It was still uneven, but because, for the first time, he hadn't walked away from difficulty. When the rains finally arrived, they came like an anger delayed too long. Water rushed from the hills, turning the peaceful river into a raging force. Houses flooded, families scrambled, shouts filled the air. Ravi shouted over the storm, "Bring the big pots, even the imperfect ones." They used Arjun's pots to store clean water, to protect grains, to block leaking corners of homes. Some older pots broke under pressure, but Arjun's newer ones, the ones he made with shaking hands and stubborn mornings, held strong. All night he worked, lifting pots, helping neighbors, running through muddy water, breathless but determined. For the first time, he wasn't the boy who quit. He was the boy who stayed. At dawn, a farmer placed a hand on Arjun's shoulder. "Your pots saved our food. You saved us." Arjun looked at his clay-covered hands, trembling, swollen, aching, and for the first time, he felt proud of them. When the rains finally arrived, they came like an anger delayed too long. Water rushed from the hills, turning the peaceful river into a raging force. Houses flooded, families scrambled, shouts filled the air. Ravi shouted over the storm, "Bring the big pots, even the imperfect ones." They used Arjun's pots to store clean water, to protect grains, to block leaking corners of homes. Some older pots broke under pressure, but Arjun's newer ones, the ones he made with shaking hands and stubborn mornings, held strong. All night he worked, lifting pots, helping neighbors, running through muddy water, breathless but determined. For the first time, he wasn't the boy who quit. He was the boy who stayed. At dawn, a farmer placed a hand on Arjun's shoulder. "Your pots saved our food. You saved us." Arjun looked at his clay-covered hands, trembling, swollen, aching, and for the first time, he felt proud of them. If you feel lost like Arjun once did, if you start many things but finish none, if every night feels like another layer of disappointment, then hold this close. Your life will not change all at once. It changes the moment you choose one thing and return to it every day. You don't need talent. You don't need confidence. You don't even need to feel ready. You only need to begin. And then, when tomorrow comes, begin again. Someday, quietly, gently, without applause, you will look at yourself and realize you have become someone who stays, someone who sees difficult things through, someone who has shaped their own life, the way a potter shapes clay, slowly, patiently, beautifully. And you will whisper proudly and softly, "I've changed, and I did it with my own hands." Do not wait for tomorrow. Begin today, even with the smallest step. Thank you for listening to Inner Tales. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another tale that brings warmth, clarity, and a little more light to your inner journey while helping you grow day by day in your English learning.